Hello everybody, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what goes through their mind when they see you. So there's 4 piles to choose from today. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy as well as with your person's energy, and I will see you in a minute. Hello pile 1. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what goes through their mind when they see you. So this card here, or these 2 cards actually here, represent just the overall energy of the connection currently. And for that we have number 49, revolution, and discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So the overall energy that I'm getting from these 2 cards is that a significant shift or change has happened in your connection in the recent past. And it seems to be something where either one or both of you feels as though it's for the better. But it requires a huge amount of discipline. I wouldn't be surprised if you 2 have decided to be just friends, or boundaries have been instilled by one or both parties, and everybody is having to navigate that now. But there's definitely, I feel as though it was one of you guys who did this, because with revolution there's typically a leader who instigates it, who takes charge. And I feel like now that these boundaries and these changes have occurred, everybody is having to put in the work in order to make it successful. So these cards here represent how your person is currently seeing themselves in this connection. And we have the hawk, goddess, Don Juan, the ocean, and number 28, cosmic exploration. And they're currently viewing you, pile 1, as starfish, judge, artist, the venom, and number 77, the sword. Okay, so with judge being here, as well as the venom and the sword, your person is viewing you as the person who decided to create boundaries, who perhaps friend-zoned this person, who recognized that there was something wrong or something not healthy about this connection and put a stop to it. You're the leader of this revolution that's currently taking place. They're seeing you as somebody who is also inspiring, somebody who's incredibly attractive. They're very attracted to you, pile 1. With the starfish here, they're very drawn to you. They like the way that you look. They think that you have both an inner and an outer beauty. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're also a muse to them, or you provide them with inspiration in their own day-to-day life on how to live. They definitely feel as though you are somebody who is standing strong in your values and what it is that you want and how you want to be treated. And they see you as somebody who is not to be played with in that regard. They're seeing that if they want to have any sort of connection with you, that is what is going to have to take place. They're seeing themselves as somebody currently who is trying to look at the bigger picture. So, for example, something that's really coming to mind right now with everything that I'm seeing is like a shift from perhaps a romantic connection to a more platonic one. Like perhaps you friend-zoned this person, or you're taking a step back, you're asking for space. And they are currently viewing themselves as somebody who is trying to see the bigger picture. They might not necessarily like what it is that has transpired. And I think that a lot of it has to do with like a shift from romance to platonic connections, because we have the goddess and the Don Juan. This to me is very sexual energy, and they're viewing themselves as this, whereas they're viewing you as somebody with boundaries. And so they're viewing the connection as something where there's, and it's not just sex. Okay, I need to regather my thoughts because I am like all over the place. are seeing themselves as somebody who perhaps in the past did not have an emotional capacity or availability to show up in this connection with. And with these boundaries that are in place, they're starting to explore it. It's like they feel as though now, with the boundaries you have put into place, there's a safe space to explore how they're feeling, what it is that they want, because they don't feel like there's a whole lot of pressure, perhaps. They can explore this from a safe distance. The hawk is definitely a creature that has a bird's eye view, somebody who's far enough away to where they can see a much bigger picture than if they were on the ground. And that's what's happening right now. They're having a perspective shift for one, but for two, I kind of get the feeling that they're recognizing that if they ever want this connection to expand further, they're going to have to follow your lead. And so if this is where you're leading the connection currently, this is where they'll follow you, because they're hoping that eventually something else might occur to where they can have a different sort of more intimate connection with you. Yeah. They see you as somebody who perhaps is not all that interested in them on a romantic or sexual level. And they're seeing themselves as somebody who definitely wants an intimate type of connection with you, both physically but also emotionally. And I think that this is something that they're just now realizing. The emotional aspect of it is something that's brand new to them, but they're seeing it within themselves, and they're seeing a desire within them to dive deeper. They don't like the boundary that's been put in place because it doesn't allow them to dive into that level of intimacy that they're really curious about now. But that's what I'm seeing for this part. Let's go ahead. I think I should probably just leave those ones. Yeah, and we'll put these here. Let's look into what goes through their mind when they see you. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords. So immediately, the first thing that comes to mind when I see this Eight of Swords, after everything that we talked about, when they see you, the first thing that comes to their mind is, I can't do anything about this. I want this so badly, and I can't do anything to change it. They have this like mentality of like, woe is me. What goes through their mind? And they feel also, I would say, like really connected to you, really attached. What goes through their mind? Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. What goes through their mind? The Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the Sun. The Three of Swords and the Eight of Cups. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Six of Swords. My goodness. Okay. Pile one, you have done a number on this person, or perhaps they did a number on themselves. Okay. So they don't, when they see you, when your person sees you, when you walk into a room or when you meet up, the first thing that comes to their mind, I don't even know if it's in their mind as more as it's like a feeling within their body of their heart dropping. And there's an immense amount of regret here, I would say. The Eight of Swords and then the Knight of Cups, it's like they're genuinely sorry for how they showed up in this connection in the past. And they want to be able to go back to how things used to be. They're also hyper aware of you having in the past perhaps given more to this connection than they had given. And they're recognizing that the boundaries that you've put in place are in fact very fair given the circumstances. But there's still a little bit, I would say, of hope here that perhaps you feel the same way about them. The Six of Cups and the Sun is just like, it's love. That's love. And I don't know if I would necessarily say it's like romantic love. It's just love in like the highest form. It's warm, it's inviting, it's comforting. When they see you, they have a great deal of care for you immediately, and they want nothing more to be around you. It's like you are this sun energy, you are this Six of Cups energy, this warmth that just radiates through you, that it's like they're a moth, and they're just so drawn to that warmth. And they feel devastated by these boundaries that are in place. They don't like them. They want to walk away from the boundaries. They want things to go back to the way that they were. They want to go back to warmer times, to warmer days. They want to work on this. There's so much here indicating that when they see you, they immediately feel regret, they feel remorse, they feel discomfort for where things are at. They have a desire to make it change. And there's like a sad hopefulness. That's the biggest thing that I'm taking away from this. Let's also go ahead and get some of these. What goes through their mind? Okay. So we have abundance, sadness, hunger. There's so much desire here for you. There's sadness for the way things are. There's grief, but there's also a desire. There's a desire for you physically, there's a desire for you emotionally, and there's a desire for the future to be brighter than the present and even the past. I'm also going to go ahead and get you guys some channeled messages. Let's see what comes through. What do you want to say to pile 1? I send you kisses whenever I'm reminded of you. Oh my gosh. Let's make this official. Goodness. What goes through their mind? What do you want to say to pile 1? Oh, okay. There's too much pressure. This is way too many. I need more from this connection. Please focus on yourself. Look at all of these. I'm using you. Let's move forward. This person, I think, everything that I saw when it comes to how they're seeing themselves has to do with somebody who has an avoidant attachment. This person seems to be somebody who desperately wants to have intimacy, to have connection, and feels it with you. But then the second it gets real or like a little bit more intense, they pull away because it becomes very, very scary. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with all of these cards. It's like there's too much pressure. Let's make this official. It's just this back and forth energy. And they're realizing this. All of this is coming through because this is their energy of how they're seeing themselves. And they're realizing this about themselves. And that might be a part of what this artist represents. When I was talking about a muse, it might not even be you might not even be a muse in the sense of your the person that you're inquiring about is an artist of some kind. It could be that you're just a muse of life and you're inspiring them, whether you know it or not, to look at their patterns because they're causing their own suffering and they're very aware of it. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice. If I can find... Okay, here it is. What advice is there for pile 1 when it comes to this connection? Okay. Vulnerability. I allow myself to talk about my feelings without fear of external judgment or internal drama. When I express my feelings, a couple of funny things happen. 1, I feel like a kindergartner. 2, everything gets lighter, easier, and filled with the comforting glow of honesty. Hey, no wonder kindergartners seem so fun and stress-free. And we also have giving. I welcome the idea of give and take in my relationships, and I eagerly practice the give part. By giving freely, I discover just how fun giving really is, giving my time, care, and attention to someone who actually gives me good feelings, which makes me want to give even more. Wait a sec, does this selflessness make me look selfish? Be honest. Let's also go ahead and get you an affirmation. What affirmation do they need to hear? I am in sync with the flow of life. All right, pile 1. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, pile 1, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 2. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what goes through their mind when they see you. So these cards here represent the overall energy of the connection currently. And for that we have number 47, oppression, and judgment. So what I would say is that currently in this connection, there is kind of like a standstill happening, or there's a lack of growth. There's stagnancy here. There's a drought of some kind. And the reason why there's this stagnancy is because one or both of you is currently going through difficult periods outside of this connection that need to be addressed. Judgment's keywords here are, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. And it seems like the both of you are focusing on the challenges and the path at hand for you both individually that are unique to yourselves. And because of that, this connection has kind of dried up, or is currently fizzling out, or is on pause. They are currently viewing themselves as the deer, hedonist, mentor, the vessel, and number 37, rainbow bridge. And they are viewing you currently as the golden egg, the monk/nun, companion, rebel, the vision, and number 24, the gallery of those who came before. Okay, let me just make sure that all of this is in shot real quick. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with how they're viewing themselves. The deer, when it is in a balanced state, is very feminine, is very nurturing. However, when the deer is out of balance, it kind of takes on a more masculine approach that can be very overbearing, overprotective. And I think what's interesting is that I think that this person might be showing up in the shadow aspects of the majority of these cards, but they're unaware that they are shadowy aspects. They're under the impression that they are doing what's best for you, they're looking out for you, when in fact it could very well be that they simply want the connection to go in the way in which they want it to go. And I think that there's an element of shadowiness to this deer because we have the mentor as well. And the deer, being a feminine energy, is more receptive than it is giving. So the deer in and of itself is not a mentor. And because we have mentor here, I do feel strongly like this person is seeing themselves as somebody who really, really wants to help. So perhaps it's you who is going through more darker times and is having to focus on challenges in your path outside of this connection. But at the end of the day, there's an element here of waking up to the realization that perhaps what they want isn't in alignment with what is best for you. They're seeing themselves as somebody who perhaps has held this connection together and has been the only one to put an effort in that sense. And I think they might be waking up to the fact that if they weren't holding it together, there wouldn't be a connection right now. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that they've kind of been denying in themselves. Now, obviously, if this isn't resonating, this isn't your pile, and you can pick other piles. Maybe there's just no message for you here today, but I'm seeing this really strongly. And there's no judgment on your end or on your person's end. I'm just simply trying to relay the messages that I'm seeing. They're seeing themselves as somebody who's kind of blindly following this connection or blindly following the light, which is you, perhaps because they're really enamored by you, or they think really highly of you. And of course they think really highly of you. With the golden egg here, they see an immense amount of potential. They see something really, truly majestic and magical and miraculous within you that perhaps you don't even see yourself. But at the same time, with the monk/nun here, I think that what this is indicative of is somebody who is having to dedicate their time and their energy toward the self-love and self-nurturance and drive, like self-drive that you need in order to succeed, in order to come out of this period that you're in right now. They're also seeing you as somebody who would make an incredibly good companion, an incredibly good partner, as well as somebody who challenges the status quo, somebody who is different. They see you as somebody very, very special. But I think they're also kind of aware. They might actually not be aware. They have this idea of you, and it's like been put up on a pedestal. And they're comparing you to other people from their past that they have perhaps dated or had some sort of intimate relationship with. And they're comparing you to them, and they're seeing you as like the whole package. Which, I mean, if you're in this state currently of trying to just figure out your life or like work on other things, I'm sure that can feel very pressuring. While at the same time it's a compliment. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. They definitely think very highly of you. And I think that the way that in which they show that is through concern and care, and trying to fix things for you. But I don't necessarily know if it's working, because the energy that's currently happening right here is really stagnant. But yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to move these over. And we'll look into what goes through their mind when they see you. I mean, this is all, I feel like it's pretty clear cut, but we'll get some more information. What goes through their mind when they see you? Okay, we have the Two of Wands, the Chariot. Immediately what I'm seeing is them being so drawn to you. They just want to ground this connection immediately. They want to plan for the future. They see what they want, they know what they want, and it's you. What goes through their mind? We have the Magician. We have Death. We have the Four of Swords. Yeah, okay, so it feels... Okay, so the word that I was just going to say is probably very harsh, and I'm trying to think of another way to say it. I can't think of another way to say it, but it seems like they know that they feel desperate. There's an element here of feeling desperate. And they're recognizing, like, yes, I feel all of these things. Like, I feel such a strong desire. I just want to jump all in. But I also know that this person is not there yet. And so even though this is what I really, really want, I need to take a step back and slow down and cool off. What goes through their mind when they see you? More of this neediness, this desperateness that I'm picking up on. This, like, it's like when they see you, they haven't eaten in weeks, or they haven't had water in days, and there's just this desperate need to get their fix. They're very, I don't know, attached or something. And then we have the Tower reversed. And we have the Seven of Swords. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. Okay. So this is interesting. So with the oppression card here, how I was saying that it was like really stagnant, it feels like this person is in a state of denial. When they see you, when they think about you, they are adamantly denying the reality of what is happening, and they're lying to themselves, is what I'm seeing with this Death and then the Seven of Swords. It's like they're lying to themselves about the reality of where this connection is at, the reality of what it is that you need, the reality of the need for independence, for space to pick up the pieces. They're denying it. They don't want to see it. They want what they want, and they're going to go after it even if it's not the best thing for you currently. That's what, and you know, they might not actually do this, but it's definitely on their mind. That's the biggest desire they have. There's definitely a desire here of wanting to do what's makes them feel good rather than thinking things through entirely in terms of what you need, what you want. Let's keep going. What goes through their mind when they see you? Sweetness, pain, and reflection. There's definitely desire here. There's desire here. This person has a puppy love crush for sure. It's very intense for them. And they want to do things, so they have a desire to do what it is that they want to do, but they're also aware that, like, that's not going to get them what it is that they want. So they do, like I said, with the Four of Swords here and the Two of Wands, they realize that even though this is what they really want, you're not there, and they need to slow down. And it sucks for them. They're like, man, that sucks. That sucks that we're not on the same page currently. But they really like you. And I think we've all been there before, where we really, really like somebody, and for whatever reason, it's just not matching up at the right time. And that's kind of what they're feeling right now. And it doesn't make them, you know, like when I say desperate, I guess that's like the word I should have used was needy. But I mean, I said it, so yeah, I'm not trying to pass judgment or anything like that. It's just what I'm seeing. There's just like a frantic energy here is what I'm feeling. It's frantic. Let's go ahead and get some channeled messages. What do you want to say? I'm afraid to tell you how deeply I feel. What do you want to say? Something flipped over. Well, if it pops out, we'll take it. This is unhealthy. I think they're acknowledging their own thought patterns, their own behavior. And it could be that maybe you're taking part in the unhealthiness. I don't know, but that's the biggest thing that I picked up on, was them acknowledging themselves. I miss you so much. Okay. Can we please start over? Oh, I didn't even see this. Is there someone else? This person is definitely obsessing, and you made the right decision. All right, let's go ahead and get some advice. What advice is there for pile 2? My power lies in my peaceful presence. Okay, and then where are my other ones? Here they are. What advice is there for pile 2? Compliments. I know how good it feels to get a compliment, so I give that gift to others. I'll find a nice compliment for everyone I interact with today, even if I have to think really hard about it. In which case, I can follow up by complimenting myself for solving such a compliment puzzle. What does pile 2 need to hear? Warmth. I focus on warmth and let it guide all my interactions. No matter how others behave, I choose to respond warmly. With warmth, I can melt any icy exterior. I can soften any hard feelings. I can microwave any pizza. Today, I adopt the saying, kill him with kindness, and I turn myself into a warm and loving serial killer. Okay, pile 2, well, this is what I'm seeing for you. If this reading resonated, I would love to know about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching pile 2, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what goes through their mind when they see you. So these cards here represent just the overall energy of the connection currently. And for that, we have number 55, Great Abundance, and Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. So pile 3, it feels like one person in this party, or perhaps both of you, have some issues with trust, or there's an element of fear here, of like the ball dropping, of things being too good to be true. It could be that one of you has let the other person down, betrayed the other person. It could be just from past experiences and being fearful of being hurt again. But whatever the case may be, it feels like this connection seems like there's a lot in it to be offered. But at the same time, there's an element of not trusting that it will last, or that it's meant for one of you, one or both of you. Yeah, there's just some doubt here, as the card says. So your person is currently viewing themselves as the Panther, the Mystic, God, ripe fruits, and the Nectar. Okay. This person thinks very highly of themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. This person is just a very confident person in how they see themselves and in what they're bringing to the table. They're seeing you as the Phoenix, Child Divine, Teacher, number 20, the one who needs control, and the One. Okay. Pile 3. So it looks like, from your person's perspective, like you are the person who perhaps has the trust issues or is doubting this connection. And it could be for a very good reason. It could be just, not just, but it could also be because of something that has nothing to do with this person. But they're viewing you as somebody who is in the process currently of transforming things from your past. So this could be the past that you're having with this person in particular, or just something in general that you are transforming and growing from. They're seeing you as somebody very, very special, somebody who has a lot to offer, somebody who potentially could be the one. But there's an element here of them recognizing that you might not necessarily be ready for a connection this serious with the one who needs control here. There might be an element of you still transforming and not having let go of these trust issues for whatever reason. And they could be very valid. Your feelings are valid. I'm just don't shoot the messenger. I'm just reading what I'm saying what I'm seeing. They see themselves as somebody pretty darn solid as a partner. They're seeing themselves as somebody who has a lot to offer. Somebody who is brave, protective, willing to fight for this connection. Somebody who's compassionate, who sees the best in people. Somebody who has a good understanding of their relationship with the world and with source around them. And they're seeing themselves as somebody who could help you alleviate some of these insecurities or trust issues that you might be having. They're seeing themselves as somebody who could potentially help you heal. And I think they're also seeing you as somebody who has a lot to teach them. With the teacher here, they're not viewing this as like they're better than you or they're more evolved than you. The phoenix is a highly spiritually evolved creature that continuously evolves. So I don't want you to think that because they're thinking so highly of themselves, they think that they know more than you, or they're trying to take control of this situation, because that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that they see you as an equal. They see you as a counterpart. But let's go ahead and get into the tarot and see what comes through. Okay, what goes through their mind when they see you? What goes through their mind? Okay, we have the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Swords. I think that's interesting. There's an element of projection here. I think they might be projecting their own insecurities onto you. We have the Page of Wands. And what I mean by that is like they too have fears of losing this connection or of being hurt. They don't have it all together. We have the Page of Swords, the 7 of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups. Okay. Okay, so for some of you, this person could have betrayed you in the past. And this would be something that's out in the open and you know about it. It's coming through pretty strongly here of like a third party. We have the King and the Queen of Cups. We have this counterpart energy. And like I was saying, this person views you as a counterpart. And they're viewing you as the Queen of Cups. They are the King of Cups. And they're hoping for a fresh start. They're hoping for something to begin again, to create a new opportunity to ground this connection. It seems like they may have had a wandering eye with the Page of Wands and then the Queen of Wands, like they may have betrayed you with this Queen of Wands person, where they were like they were exploring their options. And now it's something when they see you that keeps them up at night. It's something that causes a huge amount of anxiety for them, knowing that they betrayed you in this way and knowing that now it might be too late. Now you might just throw in the towel and there's nothing that they can do about it besides hope that they can show you and prove to you that they can in fact be a good partner. and they can in fact be trustworthy. I'm not saying that they are, I'm just showing you what they're thinking when they see you, and that's what they're thinking. If this wasn't a betrayal of some kind, I feel like what this is indicative of is them having either projecting their own insecurities onto you and also feeling as though this connection might be too good to be true. But really, with the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Swords, it feels like they get a little bit of anxiety, wondering whether or not you're going to be all in when they see you. Like if you're going to have a sense of trust for them and you're going to dive in on an intimate level when they see you, or whether or not you're going to kind of have your heart space closed off. They're really, if this is the scenario that's for you, they're really desperate or in need of increasing that level of intimacy, diving deeper with you. They're manifesting this. They want this badly. And of course, with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, this still is indicative of them viewing you as a counterpart. Let's see what comes through. Okay, we have creativity. What goes through their mind when they see you? Ideation. Something come out. And fear. Yeah, there's stuff with creativity and ideation. This to me is telling me that when they see you, they immediately begin trying to manifest union. If you're not already in union, they're manifesting something, manifesting a future with you, a bright future with you. But they too feel fear. So even though there's this element here of them thinking that they're just the bee's knees, they also have fears because they too are human, and it is totally okay to feel your feelings and acknowledge that there are some things that feel pretty scary. And you can feel scared and still march forward, move forward. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some channeled messages. What does pile three's person want to say? This connection is not a priority. Casual dates only. This is so interesting. Okay, hold on. Let's take things slow. I don't want anything serious. Let's make this official. Okay, I'm gonna get one more, and then I'll tell you what I feel. Obviously, you should take this as it resonates for you. I don't feel like I can do anything right. Okay, so obviously there's some things going on here. This connection is not a priority. Casual dates only. I don't want anything serious. And then let's make this official. These cards here of like not wanting anything serious, those kinds of things, this to me is telling me that when they don't feel like you trust them, that's as far as it can go. Or when they feel fear, they've shut down and that's as far as they can go. But everything here has indicated to me that they see you as like an equal, as a counterpart. I do think it's interesting though, because if this person has betrayed you in the past, what this is telling me is that they, even though they might feel this way, even though they might feel very strongly toward you, they might view you as somebody who could potentially be a partner, they have not gotten rid of their player ways. They still, like, I thought it was very interesting that every single card for them came out as like God and mystic, like these like really powerful on top cards. And there's nothing wrong with feeling confident, but that like part of it to me feels now, you know, understanding that there's like been a betrayal for some of you. So this isn't a message for all of you, by the way, but it feels like they can't They haven't stopped playing the game. Yeah. It's like and you know, two things can be true at the same time. Like they can feel deeply for you and still not be ready to actually commit. They can tell themselves that they want to ground this. They see so many good things. But unless they actually work on themselves and get down to the root cause of why they behave the way that they do, and then try to develop other ways in which to act on that are healthy and positive, it doesn't matter. And that's just a message for a select few of you. Obviously, you have to take what resonates for you, and you have to feel what you feel in your heart and in your gut before you listen to what this stranger on the internet has said. Because there's millions of different scenarios that this could be alluding to, and you know your situation best. But I felt called to say it, and so I did. Let's go ahead and get you some advice. What advice is there for pile 3? Wait and see. Okay, thoughts love to wander into assumptions and race ahead into the future. But what if you told them to cool their jets and chill a sec? Today, you get to put your mental chatter on pause, to take a breath and simply wait and see how things play out before you let your mind run a marathon of imagined scenarios. Wait and see that waiting and seeing was a lot more productive than wondering and worrying. I think that this is pretty solid advice. I think that, you know, this reading went in two completely different directions, and in all honesty, there's nothing that you can that any of us can really do besides allow people with time to show us who they are. Let's get one of these as well. What other piece of advice is there for pile 3? My happiness is a direct reflection of how quickly I can shift my perceptions from fear to love. All right, pile 3. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section. Please don't ever forget that you are so worthy of love and respect, and it's the bare minimum. And know that I'm always rooting for you, pile 3. Bye. Hello, pile 4. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what goes through their mind when they see you. So these cards here are indicative of what is currently going on energetically in this connection. And we have number 62, attention to detail and growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Okay, so pile 4. The energy that I'm seeing in this connection is one in which one or both parties is working on self-development, being the best version of themselves, living their life to the fullest, enjoying life, trying to create a life that is something that they are proud of or happy to be a part of. They're really working, both of you or one of you is really working on this right now, is really working on evolving, not staying stagnant, not falling behind in terms of your hopes and dreams, things like that. It seems like this connection is really in a positive place right now. It's slowly but surely expanding, growing, changing. But there's nothing here indicating like rapid movement, like there's been a sudden change in this connection. It seems more so like this connection is in a good place, and both people, it seems like, based on these cards right here, are devoted to this connection, to helping this connection grow, as well as devoted to themselves. So these cards here represent how your person is viewing themselves currently. And we have the butterfly, mother, poet, the temple, and number 66, alchemy. They're seeing you currently as unicorn, networker, saboteur, number 57, twin, and the crone. Okay, so first and foremost, I would say that this person definitely feels as though you two are mirroring one another. You two are counterparts. And I do see a lot of mirroring from their perspective. The butterfly is all about transformation. It's about joy. It's about growth, releasing what no longer serves you. And the unicorn is the exact same energy, only more evolved. The unicorn is definitely a creature that reconnects itself with source energy. And with the networker and the saboteur, I get the feeling that they're seeing you as somebody who really builds themselves a community, whether or not that's going to therapy or just really watering and nurturing your social life, finding a community in some sense to help you when it comes to your own self-development, when it comes to your own growth. You seem to be somebody from their perspective who is really open to your fears, really open to questioning why it is you do certain things, why you fear certain things, and is really open to challenging those things. With the crone here, they're seeing you as somebody who's really, really wise as well, somebody who doesn't allow people to walk over them, somebody who practices discernment, somebody who has definitely been there, done that, doesn't make the same mistake twice. They seem to think that you're very intuitive, very in touch with your spirituality. Everything here is very, very positive. And if you look over here, it's very much the same energy of somebody who is deeply in touch with the sacred, with what they view as sacred in life. They see themselves as somebody who they would hope is expressive enough when it comes to their feelings that you know where they stand. They see themselves as somebody who really is wanting to nurture this connection, really wanting to help it grow, really wanting to nurture it in the way that is unique to your needs. With alchemy and twin here, this person definitely thinks that you two are soulmates or twin flames or counterparts, life partners. This person is seeing this connection as something that is long-lasting, long-standing, and life-changing. Let's go ahead and move these over, and we will get into what goes through their mind when they see you. What goes through pile 4's person's mind when they see pile 4? We have the 5 of Wands, the World, the 5 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, the Empress, the Knight of Swords. Okay, here we have the Emperor, the 7 of Pentacles, the Hermit, and then on the back of the deck we have Justice. Okay. So we have the Empress and the Emperor, which I kind of had a feeling was going to come out because this is definitely a person who's viewing you as their twin, as somebody who, it's like when they look at you, they're looking at themselves. You hold up a mirror to them, you help them see aspects of themselves that perhaps they didn't see before. When they see you, what goes through their mind is awe. The first thing that came to mind when I saw the 9 of Pentacles, and then also the 7 of Pentacles and the Hermit, was that this person looks at you and their jaw drops. They're just so in awe of you. It seems like you have a radiance about you or a power within yourself that they feel when they're around you, and it empowers them. It causes them to desire to be more like you. They don't feel as evolved as you. They feel as though they're a few steps behind you, and they look up to you in a sense, and they look and they see you being so divinely you, and they want that for themselves as well. With the Empress here and the Five of Wands, they see something so special in you and they want to protect it. They want to protect you. And I would also say that there's like a big element of passion here, of desire here for you. But there is a little bit of conflict. With the Five of Cups and the Emperor, I think that this person has a little bit of insecurity in the sense of they're not good enough for you. But they want to be good enough for you. They want to always do right by you. They want to be your equal. There's just so much here indicating, like, I think another thing with the World and then the Knight of Swords that I'm picking up on is that they think that this connection could be moving faster. Or like a cycle in this connection could come to a close sooner so that a new phase, a new stage in this connection can begin. This person wants more growth. Let's see what else comes through. What goes through their minds when they see... Okay, we have stop. When they see you. What goes through their minds when they see pile 4? We have isolation and frustration. Okay, so I think they have a little bit of an issue, and I wouldn't even say it's an issue, because everything that I saw is indicating somebody who understands and wants to emulate what you're doing. But there's an element of not feeling as though they are as close to you as they wish they could be. They at times feel like your self-development, they wish that they could be a part of it, I guess. Like your retreat, when you retreat to yourself, there's an element of feeling left out or feeling like they have things to offer that are being rejected. And I don't think that that's like the main message here, because everything here was indicative of something moving along really nicely and this person thinking really highly of you and having such lovely thoughts of you. But I think that this is coming through because it's something that they desire to have mentioned, and it might not even be a message for all of you. Let's go ahead and get into channeled messages. What do they want to say? I can't get you out of my head. We're not on the same page. I think that they feel like they're less evolved and also more involved, if that makes sense. I regret everything. I want to love you. I'm lying to you. I think this I want to love you, what this really is saying is let me love you. Let me love you. And I'm lying to you. I think it might be about the depths of what they desire with you or how they see you. Let's get one more. What do you want to say? I get so nervous around you. Okay, let's go ahead and get some advice. What advice is there for pile 4? I see grace and possibility in all of life's changes. Oh, here we are. What advice is there for pile 4? Oh, okay. Surrender. Hear ye, hear ye. You are hereby being called to unclench your grip on any old thought patterns that are getting in your way. Surrender any ideas that make you feel like a victim of circumstance or which make your dream relationship seem like an impossibility. The mayor of reinvention has just arrived and has made the following decree. Limiting beliefs about yourself and your life are heretofore forthwith officially and indubitably declared for the birds. Let's get one more. What other piece of advice do they need to hear? Okay. And we have Wants and needs. I take stock of my relationships and I'm honest about what I want and need from the people in my life. I note the difference between the two. Wants are negotiable, needs are not. Both may be desired and either may be acquired, but that's getting into Venn diagram territory, and no one wants to draw one of those. All right, pile 4, well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, pile 4, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye!